Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are going to discuss about controlling extraneous variables, especially physical variables. So when we experiment, we want to create a treatment or an intervention that will lead us to clearly see the effects of independent variables on dependent variables. So therefore we should control all other variables. So we will discuss some techniques to control, to handle extraneous variables. So we will have a more internal validity on our experiment. So we already discussed before, extraneous variables is all variables in the study other than the independent and dependent variables. So we should control them to make sure that they do not influence the independent and dependent variables. When they influence the dependent variables, extraneous variables becomes confounding variables. So we cannot control all extraneous variables, even we cannot identify all of them actually. But we will try, we have to try to control these variables. First thing we have to identify, there are 4 extraneous variables. In this video we only have time to discuss physical variables, but there are other extraneous variables. We will discuss them later. So physical variables is the physical environment that needs to be controlled, in experiment. For example, noise, time of the day, room condition, temperature, and so on. So controlling physical variables, there are 3 general techniques to control physical variables. If possible, we should always try to eliminate the extraneous variables, and then we can make all conditions similar, of all groups in the experiments. When we cannot eliminate and make the condition constant, we have to distribute the effects of extraneous variables called balancing. So the first one is elimination. So eliminate the extraneous variables. This is not always easy to conduct. So example, in experiment on concentration, noise might affect the results. So we eliminate this noise. So we can move the experiment to a quiet room, or hang the sign "Do not disturb." Experiment in progress. We can try to eliminate the noise this way. So as I mentioned, sometimes it is not possible to eliminate physical variables. For example, it's related to weather, lighting, color of the wall. It's not easy to change, or to eliminate. And the second one is constancy of condition. So keep all aspects of the experiment condition as similar as possible. For example, if we have 2 rooms for conducting an experiment, but the conditions are different. For example, the one room color are painted, one room is painted blue and the other is painted green. For example, the chair cushions is different, lighting is different, temperature is different. And of course temperature is also not easy to control. even with AC. Yeah. So with this condition, we try to make all of them constant in the experiment. Then we use only one room, yeah, for the experiments. This includes the procedure for conducting the experiment. Yeah, we have to make everything standard. Yeah. In experiment with multiple measurement means that we, for example, conduct the intervention for multiple groups. Yeah. For example, we conduct experiment in 3 schools. Yeah. For example, so we have to use a standard procedure. Yeah. For example, the instruction should be written. It's better to have audiovisual instruction. The duration should be the same. The experimenter, the one who administer these experiments, should all be standardized. Yeah. They all should have proper training before. The third one is balancing. Yeah, this is if elimination and constancy of condition is not possible, then we conduct balancing. Yeah, this is distributing the effects of an extraneous variable across different conditions of the experiment. What does this mean? For example, an experiment comparing treatment A and treatment B using 2 different rooms, blue and green. So if we conduct the experiment without balancing, it will be like this. In green room we have this is A is participant receive treatment A, B is participant receive treatment B. So in green room we have all participants who received treatment A, and in blue room we have all participants receive treatment B. So we will have the effects of room color here. Room color will be the confounding variable. So for example, if we found out that the treatment A is more effective, we are not sure it is because treatment A, or it is because of green room. So the color of the room confound the experiment. So we have to distribute the effects of room color here for all treatment condition. So this is the result when we have balancing. So when we conduct this, you can see that in room A we have A1, A2, A3 means participant receive treatment A, and also participant who receive treatment B, B1, B2, B3. And then in blue room we also have participant receive treatment A, A4, A5, A6, and also participants receive treatment B, B4, B5, and B6. Okay, so in this strategy we will have the effects of room color to all participants, to all treatments, treatment A and treatment B. So how many extraneous variables should we control? Should we control all of them? And how many is enough? It's difficult questions to answer, especially because sometimes we cannot even identify extraneous variables. So this is the precautions in controlling extraneous variables. We should like eliminate extraneous variables. Elimination, we should make all conditions similar as possible. Constancy of condition, We should conduct balancing when elimination and constancy of condition is not possible. Yeah, and then we have to randomly assign participants into experimental groups. We discussed about this before. This is to control the attributes of the participants, such as IQ, personality types, and then preferences on something that will affect the dependent variables. And we experimenters should read experimental literature, of course, because they have to be prepared for the process of experiments, and also to see this includes the previous studies on the construct that the experiment wants to investigate. So they will understand what types of experiments was used in previous studies, and then should be prepared for the upcoming experiment. So that's it. I use Myers and Hansen for this discussion about extraneous variables. You should check them out. Thank you very much. Hopefully it helps. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.